One crisp winter evening, as Aklama continued her travels through the north, she glanced up at the star-studded sky and noticed a faint, ethereal glow dancing on the horizon. Her heart skipped a beat as she realized what it was: dancing, colorful lights. With a gasp of wonder, she stood transfixed, watching in awe as ribbons of green and violet wove across the heavens like celestial ribbons. As Aklama marveled at the breathtaking display, her thoughts inevitably turned to her father. He had always been her guiding light, her source of wisdom and strength. He would have loved to witness this magical sight with her. Tears welled up in Aklama's eyes as she whispered a silent prayer to her father, wishing he could be there beside her to share this moment. But even in his absence, she felt his presence all around her, in the whisper of the wind and the gentle glow of the aura. With a bittersweet smile, Aklama decided to name this new phenomenon. Gosh, it was so hard to think of names. How does he do it? For now, she'll just call it the Northern Lights. A week has passed and Emily is growing frustrated. She swore to herself that she would make Adam feel the pinnacle of joy, never letting him be as sad as the first day he was in heaven. Yet all Emily could get out of the man was at best a normal smile. More often than not, she sees the sad smile that he would adorn. A smile he offered to assure people he was fine. His wings had already healed from the damage she caused, but still, he seemed sad. She tried everything: hugs, cuddles, wing hugs, though her wings weren't really as large as Sarah, so she can't really cocoon him. Even the forehead kisses he seemed to like so much. She wants to see that smile and joy in his eyes and lips from the first day he arrived, when she shoved a heavenly made rib in his mouth and taught him how to fly. Why won't he smile like that again? Always without fail, whenever they walked past the pearly gates, he would look out like he was longing for something. Emily hopes it wasn't his ex-wife. She saw the video with him that day on Sarah's crystal ball, and she felt mad for the first time in her life. There was Adam ready to charge down to hell to rescue his wife, and what was she doing? Having a merry old time with the two people that hurt her and him. She could feel Adam's heartbreak the moment he saw them gleefully cooking. She hopes he still isn't planning to try and leave heaven to be with them. If he leaves, it means he wasn't happy in heaven. If he isn't happy in heaven, it was her fault. She is the joy bringer. She must make Adam happy. Adam will be happy. A month had gone by since Adam first arrived in heaven. Sarah had instructed Adam that he isn't to go anywhere without her or Emily present. While reluctant, he agreed to her rules, but often finds himself cooped up in the house as the two seraphims had their duties. Adam wants to explore more of heaven, but now he's feeling like living the first half of his life once again. At least in life it wasn't so boring, as he had Eve by his side and his many children. Even then, he could wander the village doing his chores and help his family. But here in this big mansion with no one to talk to, Adam is a little sad. So what does he do? He waits for 3 p.m. so he can start cooking. He may not be as good as Eve where culinary skills are concerned, but he is confident. He practically invented cooking when he discovered fire and stabbing animals with a pointy stick. While many of the items in the kitchen were new to him, he gave them names like spatula, rice cooker, and many more. He doesn't know how, but every time he names something new in heaven, all the angels start calling it by that name he had given it, as if everything he named became common knowledge. It was an entertaining month trying to figure out how everything in the kitchen works. The two seraphims were of no help, as they never cooked themselves before, thanks to their ability to manifest food at the snap of their fingers, a power he wished he had back on Earth. Regardless, he wanted to cook for them. to show them how much he loves them. The act of eating dinner together with the family was always a happy moment for Adam. Today he decided to make a hearty vegetable stew reminiscent of the simple, satisfying meal he used to share with Eve back on Earth. He chopped up vibrant vegetables with practiced efficiency, the rhythmic sound of his knife against the cutting board echoing in the spacious kitchen. As the stew simmered on the stove, Adam hummed a tune to himself. Feeling a sense of contentment wash over him, despite his initial reservations about being confided in the mansion, he found solace and fulfillment in the familiar act of cooking. Looking at the clock, Adam sees that it is 6 p.m., the time they should be returning. He can't wait for them to come home and try the stew. So he waits by the door. And waits. And waits. 9 p.m. rolls around and they have not returned. While not uncommon, it is rare that they didn't call to inform him. Did they forget him like Eve did? Does his cooking not suit their palate, and he's just been annoying them the whole time? Were they only obliging him? He wishes Aklama were here with him. Sarah can't believe how much work she and Emily had to do today. Michael had suddenly proposed to the council that an angelic army was needed to protect heaven. To protect from what? Sarah doesn't know. The only threat would be Lucifer, but he has been stripped of any ability that would allow him to access heaven, so Adam was safe from his reach. Still, though, his proposal had stirred up quite a controversy. Michael argues that if the threat were to arise, only a handful of angels would be ready to go on the offense at a moment's notice, and depending on the level of threat, it may not be enough. Emily argues that violence should only be a last resort and that heaven was the safest place in the universe. If any potential threat were to be found, peaceful resolution should be the first option. Their argument had continued long into the night. All Sarah wanted to do was go home and have dinner with her family. At some point in the argument, Michael had suggested that when the humans' time on Earth had passed and those who are worthy of heaven have entered, they should be pressed into angelic military service, their survival on Earth making them experienced for such a charge, and with the luxury they offer to these humans in heaven, they should be glad to serve.
Adam would serve as their leader,
Michael declares.
A man like him would charge head first into danger.
Sarah quickly shoots him down. The fact he would even suggest her son be sent to do something so dangerous is unfathomable. She watched him struggle and suffer through his life, watched him die on his deathbed. He earned his rest. Even now in heaven, he suffers in silence. She won't let him suffer anymore. She won't let him put himself in danger for those who would shun his love and care. He will not leave heaven. This meeting is over, Sarah announces. She takes Emily's hand and walks out of the council room. It's getting late. She hopes Adam isn't upset. It was nearing 1 a.m. when Sarah and Emily had finally arrived home. They quietly opened the door and half expected Adam to be there waiting with open arms, ready for hugs. Instead, they opened to find Adam sleeping on the couch with a note on the table. The note informing them that he had made stew and it was on the stove and needed to be reheated. The next line is what concerns Sarah and upsets Emily. I'm sorry if my cooking isn't to your taste. You can throw it out if you want. I'll stop cooking. Adam's cooking wasn't bad. In fact, it was nearly as good as the food they could get when they snapped their fingers. Adam's dishes were different, though. It had the warmth of a hearth on a chilly evening, and the comforting aroma of memories woven into each dish. Despite their remarkable ability to manifest any food imaginable with a mere thought, there was something inherently special about meals Adam prepared. Perhaps it was the way he meticulously chopped vegetables, his hands moving with practiced ease, each slice imbued with the care of a father's touch. Or maybe it was the way he seasoned each dish just right, A pinch of salt here, a dash of pepper there, his intuition guiding him like an artist with a brush. But more than the flavors and the textures, it was the love that Adam infused in his cooking that set it apart. Every meal he prepared was a labor of love, a testament to his unwavering devotion to Sarah, Emily, and anyone he considered family. Sarah and Emily didn't want to lose him. Setting down the note, Sarah gently picks Adam up in her arms and brings him to her room. Sarah sets him down on her bed and lays down beside him. Emily had followed and positioned herself in between Adam and Sarah. Sarah's wings drape themselves over Adam and Emily as she pulls her family close to her. Adam may have gone to sleep alone, but Sarah and Emily are going to make sure he wakes up feeling loved. They will eat the stew together tomorrow. 2999 BC. It's official. Adam has lived twice as long as Eve. And up until this point, no other human souls have appeared after her. While Eve is back at her yearly rants at the sky, Lucifer looks out the window at the heavenly orb in the sky. He never once regretted giving humans free will, but he wishes he could meet his family. Was Michael still the battle-loving maniac? Was Azrael still in his emo phase? Is Raphael still researching new forms of medicines? So many questions, and no one could give him an answer. He wasted his one phone call to check if Adam was in heaven. Should have asked them how long do humans live, too. Should have asked them how long do humans live for, too. Come on down, Adam. Come on down and breed your loving wife. Eve shouts, trying to entice Adam if by some miracle he were listening. She had told them that Adam had a breeding fetish, which Lucifer supposes is why they were so quick to populate the earth. I'll even let you breed Lilith, too. She's been dying to have a child. Eve continues shouting while Lilith sits beside her, giggling at the spectacle that is Eve. But I'm the first one. You hear me? The first kitty you touch in hell will be mine. Even Lucifer lets out a hearty chuckle as Eve continues ranting. Lucifer looks out at the vast nothing. It looks nothing like the beautiful landscapes of heaven. So why not make one? Eventually Adam should die and come down to hell. Why not give him a spectacle? He can just imagine it. Adam arrives in hell to see a bustling landscape of buildings and wonder, the three of them there ready to greet and welcome him to hell. Maybe he'll be angry. Maybe he'll be in awe. He just knows that whatever happens, they were going to need to have a long talk. With newfound determination, Lucifer unfurls his wings and sets out. With angelic power in his hands, streets were created, buildings as tall as skyscrapers were made overnight. His proudest creation, his pride and joy, Lulu World. Soon, once he is done creating his version of Utopia, he will bring the girls out and take them on a tour. They will have fun, reminisce, and enjoy themselves, all while waiting for their fourth member to arrive. Lucifer wants his friend back, at any cost. Aklama knows her life will be coming to an end soon. Waking up every day has become harder and harder, and her body isn't what it once was. But still she must persist, for she wants a story worthy to tell her father. With her journey in the north done, she heads south, where she finds herself on a secluded island. It seemed none of her brothers or sisters had established anything here yet. Aklama is convinced that this island is where the angels dumped their rejected creations, because of their ability to survive, thus far has left her stumped. She comes across a species of birds she and Adam had never seen or heard of. Aklama approached cautiously, her heart pounding with excitement. She had never encountered such a creature in all her wanderings. As she drew nearer, she noticed the bird's large hooked beak and round, expressive eyes, Unable to contain her excitement, Aklama reached out a trembling hand and gently touched the bird's soft feathers. To her surprise, the bird made no attempt to flee, but instead leaned into her touch, emitting a soft cooing sound. And like her father, her first thought is to taste the bird, so she kills one by snapping its neck. The dumb birds only look on and return to their way of life as if nothing happened. She kills another, and another, and another. In total, she killed 5 of these idiots, and they still don't see her as a threat. She even took one of their eggs in front of them, and they did nothing to stop her. Though, after cooking and tasting one of the birds, Aklama soon understands why these birds still exist. No matter how she cooked these birds, they always came out tough and unpalatable. They made a species of birds that tasted so bad no one would want to hunt them. Quite possibly the dumbest survival tactic she had seen, but a survival tactic nonetheless. She wishes her dad were here to taste it too. She can't wait to get off these islands and find some of her brothers and sisters and share her story about these dumb birds. Though they still need a name. I will call them dodo birds, Aklama declares proudly.